Okay. Well, hey, everybody, and welcome back to Seasoned on Purpose. It's savory, it's delicious, and it's home style cooking. I am delighted to share my joy. I know it's going to be a joy for you to have my friend for, I don't know, 10 years maybe, Michael? It seems like 20. I mean, we just roll right along. Well, listen, this is my friend Michael Friday, all the way. Are you in Connecticut?
Yes.
Yes. From Pennsylvania to Connecticut. I'm just delighted to have my friend here, and he's going to lead us into fixing this great dish. And I think it's a Caribbean dish, if I'm not mistaken. Is it, Michael?
Trinidadian dish.
Trinidadian dish. So Mike, if you would, so guys, this is Reverend Dr. Michael Friday. And to me, he's Mikey, but we're not gonna go there.
You've been there.
But at any rate, Michael, give us a brief introduction of who you are, and feel free to include anything you'd like to include, and how maybe we met, or what you've done, whatever. Just have at it, and what we're preparing for this evening, and the background of that.
All right. Thanks, Kim. Yeah, it feels like much more than 8 years now we've known each other. But you've been hounding me for the longest while to try to cook with you, and my busy schedule has disallowed me. So I'm glad to join you today. I was born in Trinidad and Tobago. I spent my first 19 years there. Then I went off to college in Barbados, then in Jamaica, where I met my wife, Vivienne. She wasn't my wife when I met her, of course, but she became my wife afterwards. And we returned to Trinidad when I graduated from seminary, spent 7 years there, then went back to Jamaica for about a dozen years. And we've been here in the United States for approaching 20 years, in fact, approaching 20 years this year. Next year, it will be 20 years since I lost my mother. And one of my great regrets is that I didn't learn to cook while she was alive. I think I began cooking long after, well, maybe not long, but after she passed.
Yeah.
And so some of the dishes that I wish I knew how to cook, I don't know, and I haven't. But given the blessing of the internet, and the ability to see recipes online,
that's right,
and the ability to connect with my big sister Joan, whose birthday happens to be also the 14th of July, like yours. I got this recipe.
I love her, even though we heard that.
I got this recipe, and I got her guidance about how to go about it, and so I hope to do justice to it. The dish is called Kim. How did you pronounce that dish when you saw the name? How would you pronounce that word that you saw?
Pelau.
Pelau. Not quite. It's Pelau.
Say it again.
Pelau.
Pelau.
So the first syllable is like P-A-Y, pay, and the P-E-L-A-U is like if you were in Hawaii and you went to something, Pelau. It's one of the basic and most popular Trinidadian dishes, and so we hope to cook it together. It's not all that difficult. We'll get by pretty quickly.
Okay, good. So, Michael, what's the first thing that we do? We have a lot of different ingredients here that you told me to get. So I went shopping. I got my shopping list ready and got that done. So what's first that we start doing?
All right. So this is a dish that has a meat base and a rice base. The two main ingredients would be your meat and your rice. You could either have chicken or or beef. And what I did, I got a mixture of beef and chicken. So this recipe calls for 3 pounds of chicken. And if you're using the chicken, you cut it into small bite pieces, preferably, and you skin it before. So you don't want the chicken skin in there. Right. So I have some drumsticks that I chopped, and I have mostly beef here. So this is about maybe 3.5 pounds of beef and chicken blended together.
Okay.
I think that's permissible.
Yeah.
It calls for seasoning with green seasoning, and I used sage. I used thyme. I used cilantro. Trinidadians love to use this. This is a tame version of it. In Trinidad, there's a version called shado beni. C-H-A-D-O-N, that's French, and B-E-N-I, shado beni. Shado beni. And then I use green onions. We call it scallion in Jamaica, and we call it chives in Trinidad. Okay. And there was some parsley. You know, I blended that with onions and garlic, and you know, I have some of the mixture left in my fridge, which I have put together. When you blend it with a little bit of of vinegar, you have seasoning left, salt and pepper, all of that good stuff. So I marinated this overnight.
Great. Okay, so now, Michael, what I haven't done yet is I have my herbs. Well, everyone knows that follows me is that I season my meat and then freeze it. So a lot of my chicken right here that I have out, it's ready to go. But I don't have the seasonings in it. So what do you suggest that I do? Do you suggest that I have them all here. I have some basil, I have scallions, I have thyme, and I like mint. So I got mint. Can I use mint in it?
I think you should avoid mint.
Oh, avoid mint.
This dish.
Well, I have sage.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. What you can do is chop up those if you could as quickly as you can, and just add it to your meats.
Okay. Let me go. I can do that.
Right. And then the next time you're doing this dish, if you could have those in a few hours before overnight is preference. Is preferable. That would set you in a good stead.
Got it. All right. So now
while you're doing that,
yes.
The dish calls for, I'll just read the list for you. 3 pounds of chicken pieces, a teaspoon of salt, a half teaspoon of black pepper, 2 tablespoons of mixed green seasoning, which Kim is now putting in, which she should have put in since last night.
Yes, I should have.
2 teaspoons of minced garlic, 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire or Worcestershire. I don't know how you pronounce these British words, but if you're pronouncing it alliteratively, it is Worcestershire. Worcestershire.
I say Worcestershire, but I guess, I don't know.
1 teaspoon of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of ketchup. Now I'll pause there because all of those ingredients are really what should have been blended together and marinated.
I have none of that blended together, Michael. So I'm going to put that all in my meat right now.
And we're ready to go.
Okay, let me mix this up real quick.
Good.
It's going to be delicious.
While you're mixing that up, I know you've already put your rice to sort of pre-cook a little bit.
Yes.
This recipe doesn't call for you to do that, but I'm going to go in deference to my sister Joan, who says that you could pre-cook the rice, not thoroughly, maybe about halfway. Okay. And so I'm going to start mine now. You began yours already. I'm going to put in maybe about a cup of the coconut milk in the rice.
Okay.
And I'm going to start cooking that a little bit.
Michael, tell me how you came to get your coconut milk.
Oh yes, good question. I did mean to tell you that, and you reminded me. Thanks. I could not find the canned coconut milk except in a brand, the name of which I won't mention, because some very careful people are avoiding a certain brand for a certain reason. Yeah. So after spending about 5 hours on the road yesterday and maybe about another hour and a half, sometime last week trying to find a different brand and couldn't come up with it, I was suddenly reminded by my good Jamaican wife that in the days before canning, her grandparents and mother and mine too used to go get this, dried coconuts.
That's right.
And we would get the dried coconuts and we would smash the hard exterior and dig out the matured, hardened flesh. This is not, now there are two types of coconuts.
Yes.
One that is a drinking coconut, which is younger. And then there is the mature coconut, dried. The flesh is very hard, and it is that you grate or you process that got you your can of milks, your cans of milk, your cans of coconut milk. And Vivienne helped me grate this today and squeeze it out, and so we got the coconut milk.
Oh my gosh. Now, guys, I have to tell you, only a good friend would do something like that. He went through all of that trouble for you. Okay, yeah, for me, but for you. So
what Kim doesn't know is that she might have to preach my sermon tomorrow, which is not yet finished. Calls for 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. I'm going to use a combination of extra virgin olive because it doesn't stand the heat as well as grapeseed oil. So both avocado oil and grapeseed oil are able to withstand greater temperatures, higher temperatures than olive oil. So when your dish calls for browning sugar, for example, and you don't want the sugar to burn, you don't want olive oil in there.
And how many tablespoons of oil are you using?
2 tablespoons.
This looks like 2 tablespoons. Okay, I'm going to put it in my pan now. And let me get it.
And when that gets hot, you put your sugar in, 2 to 3 tablespoons of brown sugar.
Right now. Okay. Okay. Mine is I don't know if this, I think this is light brown too.
Yeah, but it will begin to take color after a while. It's as soon as the oil, mine is beginning to pick up color. This is when you put in your meat.
Okay. Yeah. Mine is ready too. Mine is ready.
It'll kick up a lot of steam and whatnot, but you go.
All right. Woo! Yes.
You let that cook for about 3 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, mine is looking pretty good, Kim.
Mine is too, Michael.
You see it?
Yeah. Let me see. Oh, that looks delicious. Yeah.
I'm going to add my rice.
Going to add the rice now?
Yes, you can. You add the rice right now.
Okay. How many cups, Michael?
All of it. Did you cook the 2 cups?
Yes.
Add all of it.
Okay. Wow, this is coming into fruition.
You got that smell?
Yes, it smells scrumptious.
Excellent. My stove on medium high, so
okay, now it's time to turn it on medium. Yeah, because the rice will start to stick, right?
Yes. You were asking earlier about whether you needed to add more broth or coconut.
Yes.
Wait until that's actually the last step in the recipe, that you add more liquid if after a while the rice still appears to be too hard or not coming into its own. It's the younger coconut that yields the real drinking water. But this one, even though it was a mature coconut.
Noses. Let me see. Oh, wow. Now that's real coconut.
Yeah.
Ah, wonderful. Okay, sweet peppers and onions.
Yep.
All right.
Stir it in. So we can cook for a little while.
Okay. This is looking marvelous.
Now you're beginning to see why you didn't want fully cooked rice in here.
Yes.
Would have come out pretty mushy.
Oh, too mushy. You're so right.
Carrots, I think since carrots are pretty hard, now's the time to add the carrots.
Now it's time to add the carrots.
1.5 cups.
1.5 cups, right?
Yes.
Okay. And Michael, what kind of peas are these?
These are pigeon peas.
Pigeon peas, yes.
Otherwise known as gandus and elsewhere, but in Trinidad and Tobago, it's called pigeon peas. In Jamaica, it is called gungo peas.
Say that again.
G-U-N-G-O, gungo.
Gungo.
Yes.
Now, in one of my blogs, a friend of mine who is also Trinidadian, she wrote an article for me on weekly feasts, which is something, Michael, I think I've asked you to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so continuing on to my story. In her blog, she wrote about family gatherings and eating from scratch in Trinidad when she was there. And one of the things that had to be done was picking the pigeon peas.
Yes.
Do you remember doing that when you were there?
Yes, I remember doing it, and I don't like remembering it because it's a miserable job.
But Michael, I think I need to add some broth now because it's cooking a little bit.
Add the rest of your coconut milk.
Okay, I'll do that.
Now you want to add your pepper, and it's important. It's a hot pepper.
Yeah.
But you do not remove the stem because all of that heat is going to leak out into your dish and spoil it. Just put the whole pepper in.
Don't cut it or anything, Michael.
No. You'll regret it if you did that. Just put it deep with the stem.
There it is.
And drop it in. Try to get it deep into the dish.
Okay. I will
leave it covered.
Okay, cover it up.
And during any future stirrings, make sure you try to avoid bursting it.
Oh my.
Maybe if you have some margarine or butter, you can put some of that in, maybe a tablespoon or so. Once it comes to a boil, you're gonna leave it. You're gonna put it on low.
And just let it cook.
Cover it.
Okay.
Let me read what my sister wrote. She said, "Don't forget a Trini salad.
Oh.
Cucumber, tomatoes, lettuce. Place the chopped, sliced cucumber, season the chopped and sliced cucumber with salt and lime juice.
I have lime juice.
Season with a tiny bit of grated onion and pepper, and you can add chopped tomatoes and serve on a bed of lettuce."
Oh my gosh. I am going to do that. Okay, everybody, we finished cooking our Pelau, and wow. Oh my word. I wish you could just smell the aroma that's coming from up here. Whew, all of these different ingredients that we put in here. The wonderful thing about adding certain ingredients is we had a lot of ingredients, but not a whole lot of anything, so that you don't taste one over the other. And so that's what makes it so delicious smelling. And boy, I can't wait to taste it. Michael, look at my pepper. It popped.
That's good.
My pepper popped, and I need to taste it to see if I need to add some more heat to it. Okay.
It was properly demolished.
Huh? Yours too. Oh wow! Look at that. So it's really going to be
properly demolished.
Yes, there it is. So our dish is going to have a nice heat to it. So shall we dish it out? What do you say?
Yeah, you go ahead and dish out yours.
Okay. Well, Gil's not back yet, so I'm going to dish out for me. And guys, let me say this, that, oh, tell me what your sister said, Michael.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
So it goes well with a salad, Trinidadian style.
Yes.
There are various types of Trinidadian salads, but this is one that is recommended. You chop up cucumbers and tomatoes, and you season it with salt, lime juice, and
lime juice.
Yep.
Hold on.
A tiny bit of onions, grated onions.
Tell your sister Joan I love her. I haven't met her, but I love her. And listen, Michael, it's so funny when mommy comes on and she says, yes, I'm back. I always say, yes, I twisted her arm a little bit. So just give it a little twist, that's all.
Yeah.
So Michael, do I just go ahead and put my Pelau on my plate then?
Correct, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna start. What I wanted to say, guys, was, wow, this looks so good. What I wanted to tell you is if your rice isn't quite done after about 30 minutes, just add some more chicken broth. If you have some more, wow, this looks delicious. If you have leftover coconut cream or coconut milk, go ahead and add that. And then just continue to cook it. Be mindful that it doesn't stick to your pan, particularly with rice that you're preparing. You don't want it to stick to your pan.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so you want to do that.
So Trinidad and Tobago have had a long colonial history, meaning that several nations from several European states over several centuries have taken possession. You know how the colonists went. Yeah. And one of the colonists was France. And so Trinidad has a very strong French heritage, which is why this meal looks so much like what you would probably find in New Orleans called gumbo. It is basically, the same principle of a multiplicity of ingredients. Yes. Rice being one of the dominant, rice and meats being two of the dominant ingredients. So there you have it, Pelau, Trinidad.
I love it. Thank you, Pelau. Wonderful. Now, I'm going to go ahead and taste it. I want my audience to see what it looks like.
Yes, indeed.
Look at that. Oh, it looks so tasty.
My rice needs a little bit more time.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and dive right in. It's very hot. I see my carrots and my sweet peppers.
Yes.
I'm going to grab a piece of meat. Of course, my rice. And you know what I did? I added some more pigeon peas. I had some left over.
Good.
So I just added some more. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't spoil it. It just enriches it. Ready to go to Trinidad?
Oh, I am ready.
Good.
You can put have a little tomato salad and this Trinidadian salad that I just made, thanks to my sister Joan.
Yes. Born on the 14th of July.
Born on the 14th of July, so you know I have to love her. We have the same birthday.
Yeah. So this is my salad. I don't have lettuce at home for right now, so I have coleslaw material. I'm gonna add some of the coleslaw cream, and then I have my cucumber and tomato sprinkled with a bit of lemon and a bit of onions. I'm gonna throw a little bit of salt on that, and it should be good to go.
Well, guys, you can see how I have to stop eating so I can talk to you. You can see how you can do it either way. I have my Pelau on my plate along with my salad that I made. Feel free to do it that way. You have options. Feel free to do it. What are you putting in your pan, Michael?
Just the extra bit of onions that I have that I didn't want to put in my salad to overwhelm it. So I'm just going to.
Okay, I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything.
No. No, I didn't cheat on you.
Well, listen, everybody, thank you for tuning in to Seasoned on Purpose. This is savory, this is delicious, and this is home style cooking, right from my kitchen to Michael's kitchen. Right. And Joan's kitchen. Thank you, Joan, all the way from Trinidad. And Michael, you know, friend, you have been a blessing. I really appreciate you coming on, even with the time limit that you have, that you squirreled out a little bit of time for us. Thank you, friend.
Bless you, Kim. Bless you.
Yeah. So
thanks for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. I'm still waiting for a weekly feast, so don't forget. So listen, everybody, don't forget to tune in to Seasoned on Purpose. Like I said, it's savory, it's delicious. Hey, Humban. So my audience of one just got his second vaccine. Whoop, whoop, whoop. You want some? It's so good. Taste it, Gilly. Taste it.
I do.
No. I want you to taste it. You want to taste it now? Okay. He doesn't want to taste it, y'all. He'll come back.
He's not going to go to Trinidad.
No, he can't come to Trinidad. Only me. That's right, Michael. So listen, guys, don't forget to subscribe and like and comment and hit that bell. That way you'll be notified the next time I'm on. And you never know who's going to show up cooking some of these amazing dishes. And let me ask you this lasting question. What's your season? What's your purpose? And what's your opportunity? Okay, guys, I'm getting ready to dig in here. And Michael, my friend, thank you so much.
Bye, Kim. Bless you.
Okay, God bless you. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you, Michael.
Bye. Bye, Gail.
Until the next time.